It's pre-dawn in Johannesburg, and many South Africans are just starting their day. A nurse from Chris Hani Baragwanath Hospital must leave for her job at 5:30 a.m.
That's my kettle. I usually like to have tea and take out my cup. I like this one. My father was a poet. Because I was a girl, I never thought I would be able to do it the way he did.
Elizabeth's work as a nurse at Baragwanath Hospital inspired her to start writing poetry.
When I retire, I will take poetry and writing seriously. I have worked at Bara close to 35 years now. I was really in love with the name Baragwanath. I left my home because of this name and the fame behind the name. I became a nurse because we didn't have enough money at home. I only developed the love of nursing when I was doing nursing already.
Elizabeth suffers from arthritis in both her knees, making her daily journey to work a difficult one. She travels to work in a minibus taxi, the most commonly used transport in South Africa.
This is a poem about the taxi. Wheels nice looking and wheel caps shining like new. Passengers squeezed together. What Bara? And if only they knew that the driver inside the good-looking taxi is an angry man. If you are old and suffer from arthritis, the journey is like hell. I have to go up the steps, walk a distance, and then go down the steps again. We're going to the unit now where I work. Good morning, ladies. How are you? I started having this problem with my knees. I knew that I was going to say goodbye to bedside nursing.
Elizabeth's condition means she can no longer perform regular duties. She has now been given administrative tasks.
This is how I type. Coo, coo, coo. Oh.
Professor Rudo Matiba is Bara's head of ICU. She starts her day checking on a baby admitted the night before. The child has swallowed paraffin and is now fighting for her life.
This child had deteriorated respiratory-wise, so we just changed from a conventional ventilator to a non-conventional ventilator, which is a high-frequency oscillator. And so far, it looks like he's liking it. Paraffin ingestion and toxicity in children remains a big problem in South Africa because we have communities that still rely on paraffin as a source of energy. And often this liquid is stored in soda bottles. Kids may just think it's either water or it's soda, and they drink it. You might be able to cut that down depending on well, paraffin pneumonitis, this severe, doesn't really carry a good outcome. But we're trying to go in early with non-conventional ventilation, and hopefully, we've caught her in time. In this hospital, every day is a minefield of problems. I have an ICU that has 36 beds for a 3,000-bed hospital. That's less than 1% of critical care beds. Please come. Another big challenge that I face is making sure that I've got enough nursing staff to look after the patients. We've got a huge shortage of nurses in South Africa. I have to chat to my nurses. Have we got enough nurses? How many beds can I run today? And you feel like you're playing God sometimes. In terms of medical staff, at the moment I'm short of intensive care specialists. Why don't you have on-pressure support? Because you didn't knock out her breathing. Yeah? So that also takes its toll on us, because then it means the specialists have to do more frequent calls. Was she on that?
No, she was on 40%.
Who was on a polymass? Somebody was.
Rudo started her career at Bara in 1986. but realized medicine was her calling at a much younger age.
Cup of tea, quick cup of tea. It's actually a very strange story why I went into medicine. My dad was diabetic, he had flu. And when we got there, the doctor gave him a penicillin injection and he was allergic. So he collapsed. So I watched the doctor resuscitate him and I felt very helpless. I was about 8 years old. I told myself I would never want to feel that helpless again. I'm gonna go into medicine.
Elizabeth checks on Peter, Barra's longest-running patient. He has been in intensive care for over a year, suffering from an extreme case of Guillain-Barré syndrome, a paralyzing disease caused by the body's own immune system attacking the nervous system. Peter was in a coma and on life support for the first 10 months of his hospitalization.
It wouldn't be a complete day without seeing you, Peter. You know that you are the VIP of the ICU?
Yeah, I know everyone. I'm part of the family now. I'm 540 days, but I'm supposed to leave next week to rehab.
Happy's been Peter's nurse from the outset. She recently took him to watch traditional dancing in Soweto as a much-needed break from his stay in intensive care.
I went out with my darling Peter because I'm the second wife. Even his wife knows that I'm here. That's why she's so relaxed. Peter was so excited seeing those ladies doing tipa tipa.
Yes, yes, yes.
So he's really willing to go for rehab.
For Anna and us.
With his condition stabilized, Peter has begun an uphill battle to regain the use of his limbs.
Peter now has that will to recover. I can even see it in his eyes. He started feeding himself. Each and everything that he learns per day makes him very happy. And now he's got a little pot belly coming out. I think he will do everything in his power to get better because he wants to be with his little girl.
When Peter fell ill, his wife took over the family laundry business and has been raising their daughter alone.
There is his little girl on the TV. Ah. Wow. You know what actually happened with Peter? Peter was somewhere downstairs, critically ill downstairs. Because they had already done almost everything for Peter, they felt it was time to disconnect him from life support. They were going to call the wife and tell her about their decision. There was this sister who saw Peter crying at that moment, only to find that he has heard them talking about it. The sister started crying, said, "You can't do it because I know he is mentally sound." Get emotional, sorry.
The ET tube.
Rudo's afternoons are reserved for teaching. It is part of the reason she stays at Barra, a world-renowned academic hospital. The professor discusses the latest x-rays of the baby with paraffin poisoning. They reveal advanced pneumonitis, or inflammation of the lung tissue.
If you look at today, it's quite extensive. Yeah? It's worse. So it was evolving. So we've got full-blown pneumonitis. Now this is severe paraffin pneumonitis. Okay, so I'm not surprised that we were having problems with the vent support. Okay, and we're still going to have a lot more problems. Barra is a very special place. It grows on you. And you get to a point where you realize that you're actually able to do a lot more under challenging circumstances and actually benefit quite a few people.
Despite initial complications, little Samu is responding well to her treatment. Her unexpected turnaround has made the intensive care team hopeful.
I've just extubated it. I think that even the gases are going to be great. She's on 40% face mask and she's doing okay. Then maybe tomorrow we'll discharge her.
Meanwhile, the intensive care nurses prepare Peter for his departure to the rehabilitation center.
You must always tell them that you need this brush with this rubber so that you can do it yourself.
I'm partly sad and partly happy. It means that Peter has fully recovered and then our hard work is being rewarded.
Rehab means a lot to me, especially to gain more strength, to be able to walk, to stand, do something for myself. I'm very, very excited and looking forward. I think it's a good day.
The baby who had paraffin poisoning has been released from Barra's intensive care unit and is at last back home with her mother.
Isiphaza sami shop lesi ke iso isiphilisa ngaso ke sithengisela insipho encane namakhandlelo nementshiso namasweethi namasupu nespices. Paraffin ukhona la endlini usesigubhini ngoba ngiyawuthengisa ngoba asinagezi la eSiyezi. Ngakho ngithengisa uparaffin yenzele ukuthi sonke sikwazi ukupheka. Bayathenga bapheka ngawo nami ngipheka ngawo. Iparaffin uhlala esigubhini kodwa bathatha i1 liter e-cold drink bathela iparaffin esigubhini se-cold drink baphuka siqhubela ngaphandle.
Although Samu is now out of the danger zone, her lungs are forever damaged, but she's one of the lucky ones. Between 40 and 60,000 children suffer from paraffin poisoning in South Africa each year, and about 500 die from it. Peter has completed 3 difficult months of physiotherapy. He meets his physio, Vanessa, on almost a daily basis.
It's been a very challenging road. There were times when the tears were rolling down his eyes, my heart is crying. Peter has a choice whether he wants to participate in rehab, and he does, but it's like this internal struggle of, should I carry on, should I not? I know it benefits me, but I can't handle this pain. It's just too sore. Good work, and down. Last one. Okay, ready? Let's go. Big kick, up, and on. Good work, and off. From a physio point of view, I need to make him as independent as possible. I think it really challenges one's will to live, their drive to live. That's it. Good. Okay. Time to rest. Well done.
On top of recovering from Guillain-Barré syndrome, Peter has developed myositis ossificans, a condition where abnormal bone formation occurs in the muscle tissue. The myositis developed after months and months of Peter being immobile. If he is to one day walk again, he will need to have the excess bone removed from his hip joints.
And again. If those hips can bend a little bit more, so he can actually come forwards on his own and the legs can separate so he can start to walk. Go! That's it.
And the specialist is going to take a decision. Do I need hip replacement or not?
You need to make it clear to them tomorrow that if nothing is done, then you're going to be discharged, Peter. Because this is the most that we can do for you unless they sort these hips out.
I'm too fit to be in a hospital.
Yeah.
I'm too weak to be at home. You know, what for me to do?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's go.
Bye-bye.
Orthopedic surgeon Dr. Sebastian Machuburte leads the interns on a morning round as he makes his way to see Peter.
Right, you can feel the toes. And there are no toes. For months to come, they will feel the foot and the knee, and they will feel pain there. And they think they're going crazy because they know there's no foot. Okay.
Orthopedic surgery deals with deformities, especially musculoskeletal, and that will include trauma, arthritis, back problems.
Now you see the thing. You can take clamps.
Orthopedic operations are big operations. You see a guy coming in a wheelchair. By the time they leave the hospital, they are walking.
That's all good and well if we can reduce it with the traction. So yeah, we're now going to see Peter now. Morning, morning, how are you? Good.
I'm good.
He is as stiff as an iron board, can't move anything. That is his elbow, or his shoulders, his knees and his hips. And all this around here is bone. And that bone actually started growing in the muscle. We're going to take him to theatre to cut that bone away that's around the joint. So we can remove that bone. We think we'll get some movement out of that joint. Okay. Tuesday or Friday?
Tuesday or Friday.
Or Friday, but it will be definitely next week.
Thank you. I've been waiting for you for long.
We are going to H3 where Peter is lying to see him as he is going for off on Friday, just to give support. Hello! How are you? I'm missing her a lot. He's always phoning me daily. How are you? Are you okay? Ah, you look like Billy Harding. Come on. Are you okay for the plan which the doctors are planning? You are still willing?
After months of waiting, Peter's operation day has finally arrived.
Are you feeling ready?
Good.
Good. Okay.
I don't know what
get
to
this
say.
thing working today, right?
Yeah, let's hope.
Because of Peter's compromised health, he is given a spinal block. Doctors are afraid to risk a general anesthetic.
But just make sure that you stay in the middle.
Yeah, well, I think it's crunch time today. He's got wasted muscles, weak muscles. Mobilization is not going to be very easy for him. So he's not out of the woods yet, but we'll give him back his mobility in his joints.
Planning to operate on both hips today, the team of surgeons, however, hit a snag.
On the right side, there's a big bed sore. We can't operate on that side. So it looks to me it's only going to be the one side.
Peter's unique combination of diseases will complicate a normally straightforward procedure.
Peter's the only one I know with such a condition. Nobody has ever seen this sort of combination.
Doctors begin the operation, but the spinal block is not sufficiently effective, and Peter is feeling pain.
Okay, all right. Sorry.
The decision is taken to consciously sedate him. Among those watching Peter's operation is his physiotherapist, Vanessa. The abnormal bone growth needs to be chiseled and removed from the joint.
Trying to get all the bone out around the joint. We can see the joint. I think there's just still a sliver of bone.
But the doctors make an unfortunate discovery. The joint itself is not in good shape. It has no cartilage to cushion the bones.
Right, where's the physios, guys? I've got bad news for you. There's no cartilage there. He should not get vigorous physio because that neck is very, very soft. we can easily break that neck, okay? I would have thought his hip would move, but now when I look at that cartilage, you know, he's going to have probably a bit of movement, a jog of movement, but it's going to be painful.
With Peter unable to exercise the joint rigorously, the likelihood is that the abnormal bone will regrow.
All that damage to the muscle is a recipe for more bone formation. Depending how long it's going to take him to mobilize, he will be healing and at the same time start forming new myositis ossificans. In other words, then you're back to square one. That joint is totally messed up. He's probably going to then require a total hip replacement. Medicine is it's a very humbling profession. You know, we normally say things, and it doesn't work out that way.
Yeah, Peter! You died!
Peter is back in the intensive care unit to heal. He will start radiotherapy to help retard the bone growth and subsequently have both hips replaced. While it is unlikely that he will ever walk again, the hope is he will regain enough mobility in his joints to become sufficiently independent to return home.
You know, I have been through so much. This is just nothing.
It was just nothing.
It was just nothing. It's nice to be back.
Peter has given me courage to face my condition. I really think I'll have my knees repaired thanks to you.
Thank you.
Maybe I'll walk again one day.
After 35 years of service at Barra, Elizabeth will retire at the end of the year.
I will miss Baragwanath because it's definitely become my home, and the people that I met in there have become my sisters and my brothers. Feel satisfied, feel sufficient. Work at Baragwanath to save a life, receive no praise, but still feel good because that is Baragwanath. Patients come with hope and trust, for if Baragwanath cannot do it, no other hospital will. Viva Baragwanath's name and the wonders happening inside this hospital.